I mean,
No, there's
he's
not.
going
I
to
mean-
be one of those guys that can make that transition. I mean,
absolutely. Yeah, I
we
mean,
know he
he's
can
got
do it.
enough seat time and stuff in a sport mod.
Sure,
I mean, all
absolutely.
it is just a little bit more body roll and stuff because you have a 4-bar, and then you have a 4-barrel and stuff. So I mean, he's still going to be easy on the pedal. He's got that through a sport mod. It's just going to, I mean, just chassis,
right. He'll get it
chassis's
figured
gonna be
out,
different,
and
but-
good for him to move up. And he can do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Absolutely.
just how it is. Trophy Dash. John Henry was Trophy Dash over Mike Graham. It was cool.
How close was that race?
It wasn't. It was less than 0.175 seconds. So I mean, it wasn't.
Okay, so it was close.
Yeah,
it was a good
it was
race.
close. I mean, less than 1/10. But I mean, it's good. It's just not that I don't like watching two cars go around circles.
As a fan and as an announcer, that is a tough thing to deal
and
with.
the problem is, and I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it right now, and I'm gonna say it on the air. All my fans at Sunset Speedway, if you're listening right now, please, 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 please let me know if it's me that's doing something wrong, or if it's just the atmosphere that is kind of set the fans astray. Not that we don't have the fans, because our place is
Well, I
packed.
saw some pictures, and it looked like he had a pretty good crowd last week.
But this is the deal. I'll start talking to him and stuff, right? And start getting him jazzed and all type of stuff, and it's like a golf clap. And it's like, what the hell's going on? In 1 minute, they're real loud. Like, I sat there and I stopped the modifieds from coming out. The last main event, I stopped them. And I wanted the crowd to get involved. Cool thing is that Doug Lockwood, the 66,
Sure, yep.
he came up into my booth and stuff prior to the main event. He says, hey, I went back east to Iowa. I believe it was Iowa or something like that back there. He says, their whole fans and stuff prior to their main event, everybody that has our camera phone, and I'm going to start doing this. This looked way cool. Take your camera phone out. If you have a flashlight on it, hold it up or whatever. That kind of shows that, because they can't see up in the stands much or whatever. But
they
that
know
shows,
those fans are.
They
yeah.
show the fans, and it's just appreciation of the drivers. That got the fans kind of involved. That kind of got
that's
the
a cool
fans
idea.
a little bit.
Sure.
I give that to Doug Lockwood. That was all his idea, and it was actually really, really, really cool. But it's just, for some odd reason, I don't know. The last couple weeks has just been kind of like, yay, we're at the track. And it's like, man, I don't know if it's me. I mean, we're trying to have fun still. We're still doing the hula hoop stuff. I mean, I don't know. We're still doing everything that we're doing. Just, I don't know. But main event, these guys didn't run their own main event. They ran with the A-mods, so we'll get into that.
We'll get into that later.
Yeah. So let's go into the 600 restricted. Excuse me. I had a cough, and I didn't want to cough in your ear. So 600 restricted. So I'm not going to go through all the qualifying or anything like that. I'm just going to talk about, the first couple heats and Trophy Dash, stuff like that. So check out the top 5. Jesse Slotfeld, of course, in the 21. The 4L Lane Taylor. We're going to talk about him tonight. The 10 JR of Tyson Lemley. The 13 of Casey Starr. We're definitely going to talk about her tonight. And the 22D of Dakota Drake. Listen to those names, okay? So, of course, Jesse Slotfield, fast time was a 14.58 at 69 miles an hour. Lane Taylor, Lemley, Starr, and Dakota Drake were the top 5. Let's go into heat race number 1. This heat race number 1 is a packed house. I mean, these drivers and stuff, I don't know how they get together, but they are together all the time. So the 21 of Jesse Slotfield, Casey Smith, the 75C, Dakota Drake, Tyson Lemley, Mason Logston, and Haley Bloodgood were the 6 for 8 laps. So Jesse Slotfield, man, this kid, I can't. I mean, him and Lane Taylor, when it comes to beyond talent, okay, Jesse, I believe, is 9 years old. Lane's 13, or vice versa.
Vice versa. Lane's pretty. Yeah.
Okay, both fantastic speakers, just amazing drivers. Jesse Slotfield won this heat race. Check this out, by almost 3 seconds.
Wow.
Over Casey Smith in the 75D.
And Casey's fast too.
Oh yeah. Oh, Casey's fast.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So he got out front and just kind of put the hammer down and let it ride. He checked out.
Yeah. So qualifying time. So listen to this. Qualifying time was a 14.5. He was running a 14.6 in a heat race.
Pretty consistent.
Right.
Pretty consistent.
Right. So with that said, let's go into heat race number 2. Heat race number 2 is as followed. The 4L Lane Taylor, Casey Starr, Mackey, Miles Massey, David Ward. David had a rough night. All night long, David kind of had a rough night, but we'll talk a little bit about that and stuff. But Lane Taylor, again, is just like a Jesse Slotfield. You talk about going straight up to the cushion. No fear in both of these kids, and that's where they go. But Casey Starr, she's finding it. She's watching these two, and we'll talk a little bit about what she did in the main event. But she's taken over the top spot when it comes down to it, because she's taking these guys' lines away.
How many times have you heard me throughout the last year and a half say, "Watch that girl coming up through these cars, from the micro or from the cage karts up into the micros"? This is a girl that, and I mean this, has real talent.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she's, you can put her, driver wise, Lindsey Barney. I mean, maybe not quite on Lindsey's level yet. But will Casey be there? I have no doubt about that.
Lindsey Barney's good, though.
Well, she is.
When she was in that 360
I've been telling you guys.
sprint car.
I've been telling you guys for the last couple of years, keep your eyes on that Casey Starr kid.
Well, she's got 2 championships on the indoor at Salem.
Right.
I mean, she knows what she's doing.
We've seen her set people up and make passes that, are just.
Wait till the main event. Listen to this main event deal.
Let's get there.
So, Lane Taylor won this by 2 seconds over Casey Starr. But it wasn't. She was running the bottom, and that's where I think she likes a Sunset. She likes to run the bottom. Lane Taylor just takes the momentum and stuff and just hits the top. I mean, he's just like Jesse Slotfield and stuff like that. You push the cushion, and there's no lifting, especially on the restricted.
Well, you're talking about the short way around versus traction,
right?
I mean, how are you going to make a car work?
Right.
That's the guessing game, especially with sprint cars.
So Trophy Dash comes out. Slotfield was in it. Tyson Lemley, Lane Taylor, Casey Starr was in it. So Jesse Slotfield and Lane Taylor are battling for the top. I mean, basically for
the win.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. But Tyson Lemley came up and nedged out Lane Taylor. But Jesse Slotfield took the Trophy Dash win by nearly 1.2 seconds.
Wow.
But
Slotfield's program it's on point right now.
He's on it. So let's talk about what's up for the 11 cars that started the A main event.
So we had 11 micros in the feature.
11 micros.
That's a good feature. That's a good feel for those cars.
So Casey Smith, David Ward, Bloodgood, Colin Mackey, Lugsden, Miles Massey, Casey Starr, Lemley, Drake, Slotfield, Taylor. So Casey Starr starts out front. She's going a little bit, and then, she's holding her own. And then here comes Dakota Drake in the 22D. Tyson Lemley starts to come up there. Of course, now Lane Taylor and Slotfield come up. Okay? So Casey's out front, and Slotfield passes her. And she's like, Caution flag comes out. She's like, okay. All right. So you guys are going to go up the top. All right. Watch this. So she goes up, on the restart, she drives down the front stretch, and she literally just drives all the way up to the cushion, and Slotfield just had to, hit the binders, whoa, what are you doing here? This is not where you go, right?
Slide Job City.
Oh, my God. It was awesome, because she finally sat there and started taking away both Taylor and Slotfield's line, and they had to figure out what else to do. So they finally set her up, and both kind of drove up underneath her out of 1 and 2. Lane Taylor wins this over Jesse Slotfield. Guess by how much?
I'm going to say, based upon the talent you're talking about with Slotfield and Taylor, I'm going to say that was probably a side-by-side at the stripe finish.
3 seconds.
3 seconds?
3.1 seconds.
So Taylor got to the front and just threw caution to the wind and just out of here.
Checked out.
Wow.
Yeah. It was Slotfield had to get around Dakota Drake and stuff. He was kind of battling stuff. But Lane Taylor's best lap was on lap 11. Slotfield's was on 13. Dakota Drake's was on lap 25 of 25.
Wow.
Yeah, it was nuts. Finishing order: Lane Taylor, Slotfield, Dakota Drake, Lemley, Casey Starr was top 5. Miles Massey logged in. Colin Mackey, Haley Bloodgood, David Ward, and Casey Smith. Casey only made 5 laps. David Ward only made 23. Realistically, is the top 6 that weren't a lap down.
Wow.
Crazy. But Casey Starr, I'm telling you,
I believe
this
it.
girl.
There's
girl,
no doubt.
She's going back into the pits, I believe, after trophy dashes or heat races, and going, all right. So these boys and stuff decide that they want to pass me on the high side. All right, got you. And she has no fear, and she's going right to the top side, and she's taking your line. And it's happened to be both Slotfield and Taylor. They got that car to set. It was almost like picture perfect. They got the car to set, stop in middle of one, and then drive it to the bottom and just drove up underneath it. I'm like, what the hell? How do you kids do that? And when I talked to them, and I talked to Taylor and stuff after the main event, and I'm like, dude, how do you do what you do? He was just try to stay competitive. Like, man,
like anybody can do it.
I guess so. So qualifying for 600s, we only had 3 cars, so we're gonna blow by. We're gonna blow by this. Not saying that they need to be blown by, but Jeff Broadwell, man, this guy in the open, he gives a ton of credit to Casey Starr's dad.
Ron is a very knowledgeable individual when it comes to those micro sprints.
So I asked him. He qualified first, over 71 miles an hour, 14.2. Casey Starr took her restricted and ran open.
Okay.
And Doug Pirtle, he also ran in the open class. That's how they qualified. Main event time, there's no competition and stuff between Casey Starr and Doug Pirtle when it comes to Jeff Broadwell in the 4B. He is just beyond fast. So I asked him afterwards. I said, this is starting to become a routine. I said, you park, we talked about this here a couple episodes ago, is that you park way out there by the baseball park and you just kind of alone.
He's
blah,
a
blah,
loner.
blah. And he's like, yeah, he says, just trying to find some things. So I took it back to the shop, found some things that I did wrong, wasn't impressed by what I did, and fixed it. And I'm like, well, whatever you did, you fixed it.
That was right.
Because he took over Casey Starr by nearly 8.5 seconds.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, if you ever had a chance to get down there and look at that 4B of Broadwell, that is a very, very that's a nice piece of equipment
Dude,
right there.
he's just...
And he's an experienced. He's been running those micros for a long time, and he is a veteran behind the wheel, and he is very good.
He's just... Broadwell would take career... care of business in the 600 micro open features. He's from Springfield.
That's quite the toe.
It is. Casey Starr's, of course we know from Sherwood.
Mm-hmm. Well, Newburgh.
Is it Newburgh?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was Sherwood.
They were in Sherwood. They moved to Newburgh.
See, I got to update my notes. I'm just saying. But yeah, he's just whatever he's doing with that program with the Stars is making him become a star.
Yeah.
That's just simple as it is. So Bridgeport Logistics Street Stocks. Let's get in these.
Yes, street stocks. Yes.
This, my son.
I love these.
We have some controversy in this one.
Okay, let's talk about it.
So this is how they qualified. First, Don Jenner brings out Matt Jenner's street stock.
No kidding.
Matt Jenner took his dad's car and raced the modified.
No kidding. They swapped cars.
All right. But there is some shoot talking.
Let's talk about it.
So Don Jenner qualifies above Arnie Case. He qualified at 13.66 13.366. Arnie Case qualified that he had it for a little while. We had 13 cars that qualified a 16.583. Okay, so 0.2 of a second off. Then you had Tony Catalano. He qualified third. Joey Tardio is back. He's back in the 0-4 after missing 3 races. This man, he has not lost it. Not at all.
Okay.
So we'll talk about him. Charlie Culpepper came out.
Yep.
Yeah, he qualified 5th. Terry Mason, Mark Farah, Justin Case, Terry Corey, Benny Sauter, Randy Allen, Corey West, and Trevor LaBarge took his Pierce stock and came up to the street stocks.
No Don Schott.
No Don Schott. No Don Schott.
I want to know what happened. Let's get this thing rolling, man. I'm pumped up by these street stocks.
So Don Schott brought his modified.
All right.
But
That explains it.
He didn't bring his street stock. And I think it was because there was some big money on the line, double points, all type of stuff. So I think he was just trying to focus just on one. So heat race number 1. This is who won this by 0.2 of a second over Mark Farah was Don Jenner.
Wow.
Now, when I talk about Don Jenner, this dude was on a mission this weekend to prove that he was going to be the car to beat.
Well, that Jenner gang, there's some talent there. Those guys are veterans. They've been around. They're good racers.
Well, remember what I just said. So Mark Farah, Tony Catalano, Randy Allen, Charlie Culpepper, Trevor Labarge, Terry